Like, I got an older brother, so I used to, I listen to whatever he listened to. So the point is, I've been listening to rap since I was like 4, because he's 5 years older than me. So like, probably around like, I feel like elementary school, that's when people kind of like discover music for themselves. I do remember very distinctly like being blown away by Naughty by Nature. Even as a 6-year-old or 7-year-old, I was just like, Tretch said, the reason I call you pussy is because you are what you eat. And I just thought that was like the craziest shit ever as a 7-year-old. That's like a early memory that I have about rap music, particularly in like kind of the importance of lyricism with that. I probably wrote my first rap when I was like 9, but it was like 3 bars, and that was the end of that. Okay. But then, like in high school, I had the MTV Music Generator, which I don't know if you remember. It was on PlayStation, but it was like Fruity Loops before Fruity Loops, and I guess my beats were probably trash because nobody would rap on them. So then I ended up rapping on them. So that's really how you get to me rapping, is because there wasn't nobody else rapping my beats. So I was like, well, shit, I think they tight, so I'm gonna start rapping on them. Right. So I started rapping on them, and then eventually, I guess I got better, not at the beats part, but just like people were like, oh, you sound alright. So that was kind of the beginning. At the same time, separate from the music, I also have an interest in history. So just as far as the academic part, while I was in school, I just found history to be interesting, so I kept taking history classes. My history professor, my favorite history professor, was like, yo, you're really good at this. You should think about becoming a history major. I said, okay, cool, what can I do with that? Teach? She's like, nah, you can go to law school. And I was like, okay, guess I'm going to law school. Like, it wasn't, I didn't, wake up and think I needed to be in somebody's courtroom, advocating on behalf of whatever. Well, if I say I'm gonna go to law school, I probably need to apply. I probably need to take the LSAT. So then I started kind of doing all that kind of stuff. So, and then for every step past that, as in first the LSAT, then once if I say I'm gonna go to law school, then I gotta apply to law school. So I started applying to law school, get into one, end up going to Howard for law school. Start at Howard. All this whole time I still want to make music. But now I start law school, and I'm like, well, I can't quit. I can't drop out of school like Kanye did it, but I can't do that, right? That's not me. Ended up going to law school, and once I got to law school, graduated. And I said, okay, well, since I graduated, might as well take the bar, because why else you gonna go to law school if you're not gonna take the bar? Okay, pass the bar, might as well, okay, be a lawyer now. So it wasn't like it wasn't like an official, it's not some long held belief or desire that I had to necessarily practice. It's cool that I've done that, and I've certainly enjoyed it over time. It's been very helpful for me because I ended up doing entertainment law, but that wasn't the plan. Initially, the plan was to be some version of some signed actor. So like, that's what I wanted. Right. I'm glad that's not what I am, but that's what I wanted. Once I got a job, I was like, okay, now I can really do it. Now I can really record some music. Now I can really put together a release event and press up CDs at the time. CDs and doing that whole thing and really trying to do some cool shit. I found that to be a tremendous help for me to get to where I'm at now. Conversations, I think I think about my music as lifestyle rap music, and I think about it because of the kind of music I grew up listening to, all of my favorites. I feel like it needs to be true and it needs to be real to me. So what ends up happening in all of that is like a lot of my conversations end up in it being expressed through the music. Just different. Obviously, you got relationships and all that kind of stuff too, which also have their conversations. But if I had to sum it up, to me, it would be some form of conversational reflection. Biggie, Jay-Z, Andre from Outkast, uh, Drake, Kendrick, Nas. Who am I missing? I mean, Kanye was on that list. I'm having a hard time fucking with him now, to be honest with you, but he was on that list. If you would have asked me 2-3 years ago, I would have been able to, 4 years ago, I've been able to say that like more, less conflicted. But now I can't, I don't listen to that much of his, even the old stuff is just kind of hard for me to get to it. Like Project Pat is like one of my favorite rappers. Not for the same reason, but more so just his presence on music and the way he lands on records. I just think is phenomenal. If I hear a song and it sounds like I should be rapping to a woman, then that's kind of how I'm gonna try to approach it. If I hear a song and it sounds like a story is to be told, then I'm thinking like, okay, what's the narrative? What will I be able to do? I try to let the music dictate where I'm gonna be on the song and what I'm gonna say. Setting a budget and then trying to execute things within that budget. Like I even having more disposable income than probably, if I had to guess, I'd say half of the independent artists, half of independent artists. Like more stuff that I can invest into my my craft. It still is, there's still challenges there. And then just from a consumer standpoint, it's two things. One, cutting through the noise. Everybody makes music now. So, and everybody puts out music now. Even the famous people, the existing people, like putting out 2 projects a year, whatever it is. So music is more disposable, which is not for me. It still is something that I take a lot of time with, and it still is important to me. So, and I still, you take all this time with it. You wanna work it and promote it. You don't want to just put it out and say, hey, available on all platforms now, and then 2 weeks later, somebody's like, okay, when's your new shit dropping? Like, it took me 6 months to make that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I needed for the window to be longer than 2 weeks. It probably helps the type of music that I make is for somebody with a wider attention span. However, everybody's attention span is getting low. So I'm still competing with all the noise. I'm still competing with P-Valley and Euphoria, because it's just about time. So it's like, I could be listening to you, I could be watching this thing, I could be taking care of my kids, I could be, going to, where everybody going? Tulum, I could be going to Tulum, or I could be getting a COVID test. Like, all these different things, you're just battling with people's time. So cutting through that noise, that's for the people, that's even for the people that you know. And then for the people you don't know, it's like cutting through that noise to establish that, hey, there should be some trust here because I'm actually good at making music. A few things. And it's all just about the distribution of the package. There's a number of rappers who are good at rap, but there's a number of rappers who are from the South. There's a number of rappers who are smart. I think I'm smart. Who are smart, educated, whatever. There are a number of rappers who think that making music is, or that their presence on records is important. Where I think that I really separate myself is from telling the story. I feel like there's not a lot of people speaking to us, speaking to people like me and you. Rap music doesn't address those people specifically. Like, those people enjoy rap music, but they're not like those. I feel like the stories that are told are not as relatable to people like me and you and the rest of folks like who we were just describing. First, I'm putting out an EP. Super excited about that. For me, the EP is like, it serves a few purposes. one, like this is what I've been on, this is where I've been at, and then two, I can rap. Like I'm alright at making music. So that just kind of like an appetizer, right? Just kind of wet the beat. And the album, the album is really, I'm super excited about it because it's all my shit is personal to me because that's the only way that's the music that I grew up listening to. So this is super personal. So there will definitely be some thinking in there. There's a song on there that's a story. I'm telling you now, it's an actual true story. It's 100% true. Like that's a piece of my life. Just the music on there is really personal to me. So I'm excited about that. Actually, one which is one of the last lines on the album. It may not be the very last line. It's like the second to last line on the last album on A Lot. Was all I know is this grace ain't fair. So what? All I know is this grace ain't fair and opportunity don't knock on my door. So I'ma build doorways everywhere. So and they got nowhere else it can go. And so for me, that's just like building these doorways. Like wherever opportunity knocking, I'm gonna build a doorway right there. So I'm gonna be right there to catch it. And it's really just about kind of creating, for me at least, creating my opportunities, creating my what I want to see and how I want to be received. You need a certain level of self-starter spirit to be an independent artist, unquestionably. Like certainly if you want to be about the business too. And so that's something that when I wrote it, I remember feeling like getting like goosebumps when I wrote it. Like that's it. Like that's it. And once you're out there, you just gotta keep trying.
Vision 7.